It's a question I get asked quite often, and it's definitely New Zealand, but it's it's a question I grapple with almost day to day because people always ask me because I don't look like a New Zealander. It's the people, it's the landscape, it's the summers, it's where my family is now as well. I don't think you have to have grown up here or have had your family live here for a long time, but in I don't know, in day-to-day life, it almost seems as if that's what the definition of Kiwi is, or that's the definition of New Zealander. You have to either look a certain way or have been here for a long time. Otherwise, you're not really a New Zealander. And I've had those words used when people have talked to me before. But you're not really a New Zealander. Um, yeah.
How does it feel when people do that? What?
Awful, but I don't know. A long time ago, I used to be embarrassed by where I was from because of questions like that or remarks like that. When people asked me, say at high school, for a while I'd say that I was from Algeria and that was it, because saying I was from Iraq would invite a lot of shit. Like, I remember September 11, like, are you related to Osama bin Laden? On the very first day, like on the day it happened when I was 12. Stuff like that, just because people knew my dad was from Iraq. I feel like I don't know, it's just the word tolerance. It suggests that people put up with me because of my differences. They put up with my differences and are happy with my similarities. So, I mean, imagine if, I don't know, for example, I cooked some really yum food and people would be like, oh, this is amazing, multiculturalism, this is great. But then I covered my hair and went out onto the street, and that might be a bit frightening for people. It's almost like there's a threshold for how different you're allowed to be, and if you exceed that, then, go home or, be more like us, or I don't know. I don't think tolerance really works in a society that's aiming to be multicultural. I don't even think we're the perfect bicultural society. I don't think we ever achieved that. I've been to lots of places around the world that describe themselves as cosmopolitan or multicultural, and you get the same issues. You get, race riots when all of this shit boils over and people are really angry, and it all comes from the same place. This idea that there's this one culture that's right, and you have to fit yourself into that paradigm if you've come from overseas. Otherwise, you're ruining it for everybody else, or you're not welcome. I don't know. Yeah, and I think that's where the "where are you from" question comes from. How people want to know why I'm not white, and through my explanation of why I'm not white, they want to figure out how white I am on the inside and whether they can interact with me or not.